The National Guard, established in the United States Constitution in 1787, was conceived by a newly formed nation wary of a large standing military while remaining fully cognizant of the critical need for self-defense and disaster response. The Idaho National Guard has answered the nation's call in every conflict since and every governor's call-up since 1891. This is the organization that launched A-10s the first night of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and just 2 years later put an entire heavy brigade combat team on the streets of Kirkuk. This is the team who engaged the Taliban in close combat with Apaches, defeated ISIS in Turkey, Iraq, and Syria with JTACs and A-10s, and flew countless medevac missions in UH-60 Blackhawks. Even today, on this beautiful, calm Idaho day, we must keep our thoughts with our fellow Guardsmen currently serving overseas in harm's way. The Idaho Military Division comprises over 5,000 soldiers, airmen, and civilians. We are an incredibly diverse and capable team of professional warriors and emergency responders. However, the United States and our allies are now in a great power competition with near-peer threats, and both the United States Army and the Air Force are moving quickly to reorganize active duty and reserve and guard force structure to deter and, if necessary, fight to protect U.S. interests. This will not be easy, especially as we see the size of our military decrease while the threats increase. Today, there are only 15 Cavalry Brigade combat teams in the entire United States Army, 5 of which are in the National Guard, the best of which is our own 116th Brigade. There are only 55 fighter squadrons left in the entire United States Air Force, 25 of which are in the Air National Guard, the best of which is the 190th Fighter Squadron here in the 124th Fighter Wing. However, any good investment advisor will tell you past performance does not guarantee future success. And so, after 133 years of our highly successful track record in the Idaho National Guard and our traditions, we must adapt once again to remain ready and relevant to our Commander-in-Chief and the United States of America. We'll do that by sticking with our 3 priorities. We will maintain combat mission readiness, we will defend the homeland, and we will build and foster partnerships and alliances within our state, nation, and abroad. We maintain federal mission readiness because, simply put, that is the reason why we exist. The Idaho National Guard's primary responsibility is to serve as a trained and ready combat reserve of the U.S. Army and Air Force. We are in a unique position in Idaho to do more joint training than any National Guard in the entire country. I am a true believer in joint fires. I was a combat-ready battalion air liaison officer with the 1st of the 72nd Armored Battalion out of Camp Casey before I was a mission-ready fighter pilot in the United States Air Force. Every combat sortie I flew was in direct support of the Army Ground Commander. I am a believer in joint operations. Idaho is fighter country, and this is the place to put tanks, jets, helicopters, howitzers, and infantry in one training scenario to hone our warfighting skills. We are stronger both on the battlefield and off when we work together.